I am here today because my cousin destroyed my birthday cake, Your Honor, on my birthday, at my birthday party.
All right, so tell me what happened.
We decided that we were going to be roommates, and we both agreed on, renting this duplex from my grandmother. And we share, it's 2 stories. And so I'm on the top floor, and Candace is on the bottom.
Okay.
We have a courtyard together, and we have a driveway.
So you share the courtyard and the driveway. And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
driveway, does the driveway lead into parking for
It
2?
does. It does, for parking for 2. Since we moved in, she has been so uptight about everything I do. I can't invite friends over. When I do invite friends over, she has a problem with it. And so, Leslie...
She's not your landlord.
She's not my landlord, but she likes to police everything I do. I can't do anything. And she used to be very fun and outgoing. And after she graduated from college, I don't know what happened. We had mutual friends, and even her friends are becoming my friends, and they are saying how uptight she is.
So what, you have like just a few people over, some people?
So I have somewhere between 5 to 10 people at a time.
Not true.
At nighttime or?
Nighttime, after work.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I mean, if it goes really late into the night, like after 11, I could see why that bothers her, because really after 11, everybody is supposed to stop having wild parties and loud parties in neighborhoods, right? So does it go beyond 11?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
What else happens? Why are we suing her clearly for $310? So something happened. Did she know you were having a little birthday party get together?
She did. I let her know that I was having a birthday party,
How did
and
you
I
let
invited
her know?
her.
You called her?
I
you
called
sent her.
her.
A text?
I called her and told her I was having a birthday party. I even invited her to my party, and she told me she was going out of town. And
The whole weekend? You were going out of town the whole
Yes,
weekend?
I was gone on business out of town.
Okay.
During
so
the birthday
then when
party.
was the party going to be? On Friday, Saturday?
The party was on a Saturday.
Okay, so you wouldn't be home till Sunday night anyway.
Right, but my trip was cut short, so
Okay.
I ended up
You
coming
can just
home.
hold that. But originally you were going to be out of town.
Right, for
Okay.
the whole weekend.
For what?
For the entire weekend.
Okay.
Yes.
So you knew she was having a party.
Yes.
And you were okay with it because you're going to be far away.
I was okay with it, but what we discussed was not what happened. The party was supposed to be maybe 20 people. It ended up being about 50 people there.
Okay, all
when I got
right.
back.
So, but you knew she was having a party.
I was aware.
Okay, all right. So it wouldn't make a difference how many people were there because you weren't going to be there anyway, right? Okay, so you have your party. She said that there was a limit to the amount of people that were going to be there, but you can't limit her anyway because it's her apartment.
Well, I'm the
Right.
property manager.
Oh, you're
so
the property
Absolutely.
manager.
My grandmother.
Are
our
there
grandmother-
rules and regulations that the property owner, your grandmother, has set forth? You can't have a party of over 50, over 100 people?
No, Your Honor. My grandmother
Or are
never
they
mentioned
subjectively, randomly made up by the property manager, which is you?
Exactly. So it's up to me to make the rules.
Well, that's not
regarding,
fair.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm the property manager,
That's
because
not
I'm the
fair
responsible
because you
one.
can't subjectively
Thank you,
do it
Your
on
Honor.
the fly. There has to be something, some common rules that everybody abides by. But okay, anyway, so you have your birthday party. How many people do you invite?
35, 40 people.
35, 40 people.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
during the day?
Yes, ma'am.
What time during the day?
So the party started at 3 o'clock, and until 3 until.
All right, so you had your party. What happened?
She came up, and I had no idea that
At
she
what
was
time?
coming. She came around 5 in the afternoon.
So two hours into the party.
2 hours into the party, we are all laughing. Everybody is having fun. I had a DJ. We're all dancing, having fun. And here's my cousin motioning me to come over to where my cake was, because I had the cake in the driveway. I had it on a cake table in the driveway. That's where the caterers put my cake. So she motioned me to come over, and I came over, and she is furious at me because my cake table is in her parking space.
You mean to tell me that her cake table is taking up her entire parking space? How big is this cake?
Well, it's hard for me to remember a specific cake.
Listen, I understand being upset if you weren't going to be out of town all weekend, and she threw this party anyway and took up your parking space. But why jump immediately to being furious when your trip got cut short and you ended up being home sooner than you were expected to be? Of course, she put the cake there because she thought you were going to be gone all weekend. Why are you so upset?
Let them eat cake.
All right, so tell me what happened.
She asked me to move my cake. I told her to give me a few minutes, and I would do that. She then left, Your Honor, sped off. She came back, hollering, yelling at me, telling me that I need to move my cake right now because I'm in her space and she has groceries. And so I said, give me about 10 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my friends to help me move because it's a big cake, Your Honor.
You were supposed to be gone till Sunday.
I was supposed
You
to
knew
be
she
gone.
was you knew she was having a party.
Yes.
So why be upset?
Why?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't know that the cake table would be right in my parking spot.
It
We
doesn't
didn't
matter.
talk about
It
the
doesn't matter.
setup.
You came unannounced and you were supposed to be out of town. So she relied on the fact that you were going to be out of town.
Right, but regardless.
She was willing to move the table so you could park there.
Told her twice, Your Honor.
So then why didn't you move the table the first time?
The first time, Your Honor, when she told me to move the table and I said, give me just a second, let me figure it out, she stormed off and then left.
That's not what happened.
And so I'm thinking, well, okay, she's gone.
All right, and what happened then?
Okay, so when I got home from my trip early, I did motion her to come over. I asked her if she can move the table. She said, you know,
She didn't ask, Your Honor.
She was very dismissive with
infuriated.
her response. However, she agreed. So I decided to go to the grocery store, pick up some last minute things, and then also give her enough time
Was
to
I
move the
supposed
table.
to know you were going
Okay,
to the
Ms.
grocery
Dixon,
store?
she
It
Ms.
doesn't matter
Dixon,
where I was going.
Ms. Dixon,
Your Honor,
she
was
didn't
you would move the
interrupt you.
table.
Ladies, please, we're
I'm
not
sorry, Your
fighters.
Honor.
Oh, don't interrupt each other.
I
So
apologize. Yes,
ma'am.
you
I
go to the
apologize, Your
grocery
Honor.
store, pick up some stuff, you
Right.
come back,
Mhm.
and
I'm knowing at this point the table's going to be gone. You've had an hour. Table is still there. So I called her over again. Why is the table still here? I gave her a second opportunity to move the table. She goes off for about 20 minutes. I don't know where.
10 minutes.
Maybe to
I was
go
gone
find
for
some
10
help. I
minutes
don't
to go
know.
find friends. I told you that.
She was gone
sorry,
longer
Your Honor.
than I expected her to be. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and move the table myself from
you were
her.
mad, you were frustrated, you were just, ugh.
Yeah,
So you
I
grabbed
was.
the table and you moved the cake.
Well, I attempted to. I tried to move the table, kind of scoot it at least out the way enough so I can park, and that's when
By herself, Your
the
Honor.
cake fell on the floor. It did, and it was a complete accident, Your Honor.
Okay, if the cake is big enough to take up an entire parking spot, obviously it's too heavy to move by yourself, dude. Be right back.
So you moved the cake. Did you realize the cake was so heavy?
I don't think I was thinking about the weight
you-
of the cake at the time.
Do you
I just-
remember that she said, let me go get some help?
Yeah, but she was
Because I
gone
need
for
some
a
help.
while.
But do you remember her telling you twice? Give
Do
me a
you
second
remember
because I
that?
need help. The first time you came in, she said, give me a second, I need help, somebody to help me move it.
Yeah, I gave her more than a
The
second. I gave her an
time.
hour. I gave her an hour.
The second time. The second time.
The second time, yes.
Anything
And Your
else?
Honor, this is a big cake. I mean, I have evidence of the cake, so you
You
can
can
see
show
how
me
big
evidence
the
of the
cake
cake
was.
if you want. Go
that
ahead.
she had no right to move that cake on her own.
They shouldn't have been where it was positioned. You should have moved it. I gave you an hour to move it.
You were not supposed to be home. You were not supposed to be home.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what this entire case hangs on. She was not supposed to be there. So that spot was supposed to be open the entire weekend.
You
And
weren't.
for you to turn around and point the finger is just not fair.
Right.
That is one complicated masterpiece. Wow, that's beautiful.
And it was $300. It took
Wow,
them
that's beautiful.
5 days to fix
That
my
was
cake,
a
Your
beautiful
Honor.
cake.
And it was the most scrumptious cake in the entire world.
My mom's is better.
You didn't think for once that cake could fall? I'm sure you didn't go like this and go, oh, let me move it. You probably went, oh, I'm so frustrated at her, and you moved it and it fell.
No, I didn't move it that way, but we can't determine that.
Regardless,
at
it
this
fell.
time. Right.
It was your hands who
Your
touched
Honor,
the
I gave
cake.
her an hour.
It
What
was
about
your
that?
You
hands
didn't
who
even
touched
ask
the
for
cake.
help. My friends were trying to help you, and you moved
why
the cake
didn't
on your
you
own.
moved the cake in the hour, because we're not even addressing that, and do you have a reason why it wasn't moved within
You
that
drove
entire
off.
hour?
You drove off. I didn't know if you were coming back.
All right, Ms. Jones, you basically gave her a blank permission to have the party because you were going to be out of town. Without any notice or a text or anything, you show up at 5 o'clock when you were supposed to show up on Sunday. you got frustrated, you sped off, or you left, you came back, you were still mad and frustrated, and you took it upon yourself to move the cake. And I do not believe that you moved it ever so gently. Even if you moved it gently, you are still responsible for moving the cake fell, and it got destroyed. So based on that, you are liable, you are responsible for the damages of a cake for $310. Anybody who sees this cake that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost technically 10 many levels would know they should not move that, especially when they're irritated, especially when they're frustrated. It was a bit rude and inconsiderate of you for you, after you had given her permission to have a party, to make her all of a sudden stop and not have the party because you were home. You can't back out on what you told her she could do. So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim in for $310. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Honestly, I think the saddest part about this is that these two family members are fighting over a birthday cake. Like, how ridiculous is that? You were supposed to be out of town for the entire weekend, so the spot was supposed to be open, and then you show up unannounced. The judge is completely right on this, and I completely agree. What do you guys think about the judgment? Do you think it was too much, too little, or just right? I would love to know your thoughts. Let me know. Love ya.
My mom's is better.